Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Broncos going up against the Bengals. And with that, we're off to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium. We join our announcing team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And you know, Charles, as Larry pointed out in the open, got a couple of great quarterbacks set to square off here this afternoon. That ball's probably going to be flying all over the place, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. And the game has never been more quarterback-centric than it is now. And both of these teams have top-flight signal callers.
It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And we're going to get a look here at Trevor Siemian and the Denver Broncos offense. As Siemian, week 2, kind of like week 1, was a pretty good game manager. No touchdowns, had an interception, but 266 yards, and he kind of did what they needed him to do, Charles.
He understands his team. Defense first, take care of the ball, not a lot of turnovers, don't put the defense in bad spots. Every quarterback in the league wants to go to the Pro Bowl. Trevor Siemian is playing because he wants his team to go back to the Super Bowl. So that's the style that he needs to play, and he's doing it so far.
Now a play fake here on first down. Backing up. Look at the time. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. 23 yards on the play. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The offense on your screen now, and our first look at C.J. Anderson.
And what a look it's going to be. Making a name for himself rapidly, running the football.
Second down following the run. They run it again with Anderson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
No matter what play call you have on, you're always conscious of edge pressure disrupting you. And it doesn't matter whether it's a pass or a run. And in this case, it was a draw, and the edge pressure came in and destroyed the play.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Now Siemian. He's got his man here. It's Green. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did. And what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Siemian. Oh, what a move. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards on the play, and it's a second down. Second down now after the pass completion. Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
The Bengals with 2 extra DBs. A nickel look on third.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's caught. He finds Norwood. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
First and goal here from the 9. They'll run. Anderson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal. And the Bengals starting defensive unit now.
Adam Jones is a really talented cornerback who's having a career renaissance.
Second and goal to go now. So they'll try again with Anderson. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness. The ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone. And into the offensive backfield, he's a heck of a player.
And they're a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. Has bred this big defensive tackle.
And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down. So on fourth down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points. But they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Cincinnati Bengals on offense, led by their QB, Andy Dalton, and his arm was probably in ice after that game against Pittsburgh. They lost. It was a close game, good game, but he threw the ball 54 times, 366 yards.
And that's a little unusual for Cincinnati because they are a team that's going to run the ball, and then they're going to run the ball some more. In this case, because they were playing from behind against Pittsburgh, he had to air it out a little bit. But bet on Andy Dalton to have some big numbers before the season is over. Cumulative.
732 already through 2 games in the air.
380.
Now a former Tar Heel, Giovanni Bernard. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. First drive for this offense today, and our first chance to get a look at Tyler Eifert.
And he's part of the new wave of tight ends in the NFL. They use them in every position, sometimes even by themselves as a wide receiver.
Second down to the offense, needing 5 yards. Again, here's Bernard. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
DeMarcus Ware may be a veteran, but he's not just a wily one. He's a terrific producer. Still extremely difficult to block when he's rushing the passer.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. He's got his man, Boyd. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves his sticks.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up first downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They'll run again with Bernard. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. And that one results in 35 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you're probably going to have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Dalton operating in the red zone now. That's caught at the 3. And he's brought down. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
There's nothing like getting out of the gate and finding your favorite target. Andy Dalton just did that with A.J. Green.
And some people call that a nice fantasy football connection as well.
Yeah, they're piling up the points that way, and they want to see that continue. Blue 10.
They'll run here with Bernard. And no No signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now a toss play to Bernard. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard punching it in from a yard away. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Now Mike Nugent for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Offense now set to come back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Throw here out of the gun. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now Simeon. Green with a catch left side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
On second down, Anderson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Simeon. Surveying the field. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on third down and 9. They'll look to throw. And Latimer's got it. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
C.J. Anderson may not be a Pro Bowl runner, but he knows how to run big in big games.
Yeah, he sort of sealed the Super Bowl for them in the fourth quarter. Big game against the Patriots last year on a Monday night, but only 720 yards all told in 2015. Again, Anderson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
I have to admit to a little bit of surprise on that play call. Short yardage and they try to go wide. They got spilled for their efforts.
Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Well, there's two sides here. I guess you could pinpoint and look at the offense and say, oh, man, what a disaster. Hey, the defense, though, they came through.
Preparation's the key to everything, and when you're on the defensive side of the ball and in special teams meetings, you prepare for plays like this, and in this case, they were actually able to win it.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
1 quarter in the books. 7-3 the score. We'll return to Cincinnati after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They come up in an offset eye. Now a carry for Bernard. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Now Bernard. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Hill. A strong running. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 20 that time. And it'll give the Bengals a 1st down. So Jeremy Hill got the call there, and he's trying to pick his yardage back up. 2 years ago, Charles, he was over 1,100. Last year, below 800.
Just never got going with any consistency throughout the 2015 season. You know his determination is sky high for this one.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They stick on the ground on 1st down with Hill. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
They send Green to the left on his own. Now Dalton, brought in here by Tyler Eifert. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Here's Bernard. Bernard churning, and he lost the football. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Seven yards to go on second down. They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go!
Back to throw. Screen play, Anderson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. Now, that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
On play action, they'll throw. And Fowler's got it. And he's brought down after a good gain. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And now a first down following that long gain.
Green 39! Green 39!
10th carry now for Anderson. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now Simeon. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete. Close there. He caught it, just wasn't able to stay in bounds.
And that's where the sideline, it was used as a 12th defender. You know, 11's legal. This one is an imaginary one that my college coach used to call Sammy Sideline. Sammy Sideline can protect you at times, and in this case, that's exactly what he did for the defenders.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39!
Back to the ground, Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. They run. Anderson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's caught. He finds Norwood. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And the seemingly endless drive continues. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
This is play number 11 here on this drive. First and goal here from the 2. They'll run for it with Anderson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. But good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Simeon. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. And for the 2nd time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And McManus able to put it through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a 15-play drive. Can't believe that only resulted in 3, but it did.
That is somewhat amazing, isn't it? When you hold the ball that long, run offense that well, yet only put 3 points on the board, it has to be a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it?
Has to. After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw two tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Dalton, quick hitter here, it's complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Dalton throwing on second down. Caught Eifert over the middle. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
2nd down and 4. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. First and 10 for Dalton. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. 2nd down, Dalton. And a catch good. It's Eifert. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
They send Green to the left on his own.
380.
Dalton, 1st and 10. He's got time. He drops it off for Bernard. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Another chance for Dalton. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. They tried the fade there to the back corner, and Charles, you know very well that can be hard to stay in bounds on that route.
So difficult because you have to start the route to give yourself enough space to actually fade away from the defender and stay in bounds, just as you described. If the defender's able to take away that little bit of cushion, it's often hard to come down inbounds with the ball and complete the play.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. And it'll be Dalton again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler from 4 yards out, and the Bengals add on to their lead.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Simeon. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second down now after the pass completion. Now Simeon. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Back to throw now on 1st down. He goes underneath for Anderson. Sheds a second man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it'll give the Broncos a 1st down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now back to throw. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Again, he'll drop to throw. A dump off to Anderson. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
And McManus able to put it through. So we've come to halftime at a 5-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Bengals want to continue to give their fans something to cheer about in the second half. The Broncos, on the other hand, want to quiet this crowd and turn things around. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the first half highlights. Bengals with the ball midway through the first. Quick pass and completion is made here, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 13-yard line. Bengals later on the drive. Bernard's going to run off the left side, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. The lead grows to 4. Bengals have it at the 25. Bernard's wide open here on the catch, and the pass and catch will end up going for 21 yards. Same drive, the quick pass and completion is made, and this play goes for a score, which takes the lead to 8. Broncos have it late in the first half. Thomas is going to haul in the pass near the sideline. He ends up picking up a yard before heading out of bounds. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Cincinnati for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Look at the spin. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here comes the defensive unit now for the Broncos as they get set here. They are down on the scoreboard as we begin the second half and looking to avoid a bigger deficit.
And I can just hear the coaches now. I can hear the head coach. Guys, first 5 minutes, first series of the second half, offense or defense, you've got to set the tone.
They'll try to set that tone here. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
False start, offense.
They'll run it here with Bernard. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That one good for 12 yards. And it'll make it second down.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back. And now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to have a third down.
Ah, yes, that's today's NFL defensive tackle. Not just a space eater anymore. A guy with agility, movement skills, who can rush the passer and make plays in the offensive backfield.
Third down and 4.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. 3 down. 380.
And Dalton to throw. On the screen, Bernard. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Here's Kevin Huber now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This is taken at about the 14. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Another drive getting ready to start here for Demaryius Thomas. And we see his collection of highlights. He's always so tough to cover.
He really is, and there are plenty of reasons why. Runs great routes, has an understanding of what defenses want to do against him, and really has a great determination to go up and get the football. He decides it's his and no one else's.
And he's decided that a lot so far in this game. They come out here in the eye. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Well, there's something we haven't seen much of in this game. A really nice run. Do they decide to come back with it? Or was that just a little flash and maybe they continue to try and throw the ball?
another tote here for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Anderson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. And they give this time to the tailback. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's caught over the middle by the tight end, Green. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They run again on first down. Anderson. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit, try it that way.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right.
Here we go now.
Simeon. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Devontae Booker, 51 yards. And the Broncos have once again taken the lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
So they're going to go for 2, and on the outside they're playing press coverage.
4 down, check, 4 down. Here we go now.
They'll try and throw for it. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy, because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Watch tight, tight
They come out here in the eye. They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Second down, Dalton. It's caught. Left side, Brandon LaFell. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. They go play action here on first down. Deep drop. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Second and 10. Dalton once more. And right with it here over the middle. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Quarterbacks like throwing the slant route, but they have to be careful about ball placement. They have to put it in a spot that makes sure the receiver has his body in front of the defender.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. Fakes it, finding time. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 6. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, got stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
On the toss, Bernard. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline, and he kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. There just wasn't one, so that turned into nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And no gain. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. It's up and good to make it 21-17. After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Carry number 20 coming up for Anderson. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Tackle made there by Ray Malaluga, the linebacker. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Simeon drops it underneath for Booker. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Well, he's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air. I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Simeon. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on second down. Yeah, they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. And able to find Green. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Handoff comes to Anderson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Back to throw here. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now this offensive unit, they have to face a 3rd down and 12 now. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 11 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And McManus able to put it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, it can be a thankless job sometimes, but they'll be thanking their kicker here. That's now 4 field goals for him. He's kept them in the game.
He sure has, but this offense is going to need to find its rhythm, because it's going to take more than field goals to win this football game.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. They go play action here on 1st down. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. First and 10 for Dalton. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Play was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Giovanni Bernard, nothing but green grass. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Giovanni Bernard, 50 yards. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And he keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Nugent on now for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So both offenses come to life here in this 3rd quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. Now it's Nugent out to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Now Simeon. Sanders has it over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. They get 25 yards out of that one. And it's a first down for the Broncos. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Fresh set of downs here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Carlos Dunlap in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
field now out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
But it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for him. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on 3rd down.
3rd down now following the run. Simeon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Give him 3 on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
And this is a spot where you have your offense stay out there to get those few inches. It's too long for a field goal. It's not worth punting. So this is the right decision as far as I'm concerned. And they wind up picking up the 1st down.
So they pick up the 1st down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Left side here to Sanders. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Thomas, the lone receiver, left.
Here we go. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And there's a flag on the play. Wide open receiver complete.
Holding. Defense.
Well, they have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Following the penalty, Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out here in the eye. 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Devontae Booker with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And now the Broncos are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. And Charles, the 2nd time today that he has hit pay dirt.
And once you score the first one, there is that natural tendency, and there's also that eagerness to get back there again. Oh, he smells it. This guy smelled the end zone, and twice he's gotten there.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues.
False start. Offense.
Now another try at 2 here from the 7 now.
4 down. All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And on the return, here comes Adam Jones. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengals getting set to go. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll begin here with Bernard. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. They juked him and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on third after the run. Dalton now to pass. On the screen, Bernard. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Dalton with a give to Hill. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. It's Sylvester Williams there to bring him down. Second down, 9 yards to go. Again, it's Hill. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
They come out here in the I. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you're thinking, man, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. Surveying the field. It's caught. Left side, Brandon LaFell. And he's brought down. They'll get 16 yards there. And the Bengals are going to have a first down. A lot of time in the pocket there, and the quarterback able to find an open throwing lane, and he delivered.
What a terrific job by the guys up front, able to tamp down the pass rush that they've been getting all day.
They come up in an offset eye. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
Six yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. 2nd down, Dalton. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Simeon. And he hits his man on the out route, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. They'll run it now out of the gun. Shreds the tackle, and he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, you know, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
Simeon. Looking deep downfield. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Cody Latimer, 37 yards. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. And how about that giving us our 5th lead change of the game? It's been back and forth.
No doubt about it, and right now they're ahead, but they can't relax at all because if we've had 5 lead changes, I'm kind of betting on a 6th.
Yeah, we might see a 6th. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And the lead is up to 5. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. To the left side here for Eifert. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
They come out here in the eye. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Holding offense.
And ready now for 2nd and 9. Dalton throwing on 2nd down. He's got time. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
And right now I take my rudimentary kindergarten skills and draw where the tackle box would be. Because that was close. I thought he was in the tackle box. He has to be very careful where he gets rid of the football from that spot.
Yeah, they say there was a receiver in the area, though.
Yeah. There's always a receiver in the area.
The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Green with a catch left side. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Here's Kevin Huber now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. This will be fielded at the 17. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Benny Fowler that time. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Second down following the incompletion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Geno Atkins was back and fully healthy in 2015. And when he's like that, he is hard to move.
And a nice tackle for loss there. 17 of those last year, which was 2nd among all D tackles.
And following in the footsteps of his dad, Gene Atkins, a former NFL defensive back.
Another pistol look here. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Drops it underneath for Booker. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Riley Dixon now. Time for a break as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Denver. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Here comes the defensive unit for the Broncos. They trot back out there. And they're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. Obviously, a field goal does no good in this situation. So what's the appropriate amount of pressure defensively, Charles?
I think you send a little more pressure than what is normal. If you normally want to send a 3-man rush, maybe you make it 4. If it's 4, maybe you make it 5. Anything to make sure that he can't just sit back there all day and find a target. And then you tell your secondary, play your normal coverage and maybe an extra step or 2 back.
Yeah, be careful that nothing goes over the top. He's got time in the pocket. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It's a gain of 17 that time. And that'll be good enough for a Cincinnati first. And they're going to speed things up here. He'll look to throw. Finding time. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The reigning Super Bowl MVP, Von Miller, in there to take him down. And the clock will roll. They'll look to throw. Surveying the field. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
He's back to throw. He's got time. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And nobody was open downfield there. Looked like a pretty clear throwaway.
Yeah, definitely was that. I'm wondering why there wasn't intentional grounding. I know they're saying there's a receiver there in the area. Those darn quarterbacks, they get away with everything.
Spoken like a true defensive back, Mr. Davis.
Did that come out?
It did.
Okay.
380.
Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Time for us to spotlight C.J. Anderson. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
They give it to Anderson, and he'll get this. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. A gain of 3, 2nd down. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Let's go. Green, 39.
They run it again with Anderson. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Back 99, Philly, here we go.
And they'll run it here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Back to throw. He drops it off for Bernard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll get 17 yards there. And it'll give the Bengals a first down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Single. 380. 380. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Dalton wants to throw. And over the middle, it's LaFell. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. It's do or die for Dalton. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.